Welcome back guys, and in this chapter of ours we would be learning how to increase the CTR of our email campaign. In the previous videos you might have learned how to effectively design your heading, how different kinds of subject lines are there, and how to make different kinds of email campaign, right? In this you will be learning how to efficiently increase the CTR of the email campaign. So if I define the CTR's full form is click-through rate. If I talk about the formula, the CTR is equal to clicks divided by impression into 100, right? That means in how many impressions I was able to generate one click on the link which I have provided, right? So while we design a campaign, obviously we always have some motive, like either it might be in order to generate a lead through the email ID, or we are trying to drive them towards our website to make them some purchase activity or some other kind of stuff. So for any kind of action or any kind of stuff that you want to get conversions, the user or the audience have to click on the link which is provided inside the body, right? So when we are designing the body, there are two things that basically comes in our mind: whether we should write a lengthy email or whether we should write a shorter email. Fine. So if I define the size, both the size of the email IDs are correct, right? For example, if I talk about WhatsApp, so in WhatsApp, if I'm sending you a lengthy joke, I'm pretty sure you'll not read it. You'll just scroll it up and you would be more into reading the smaller jokes which are being sent on the WhatsApp. Now again, in case of that, if I talk about the email, if I'm sending you 2 lines of email and a link, you would always be dicey whether to click on the link or not. You would be not sure. You would be thinking that probably it might be virus or stuffs. You would be not certain on clicking on that link. So depending upon the subject, depending upon the audience whom you're catering to, you have to keep on fluctuating upon the length of the email. Subject, for example, if I'm trying to talk about I'm having an investment plan, right? So if you are sending the information towards a user that there is some kind of investment plan or there is some kind of money or stuff that they need to involve, and at the end of X years they would be getting some kind of return, for that your email should be well detailed enough that he is clear on all the points whether and why he should take an action on that. And suppose in place of that only there is an offer, like Amazon came up with 30% off. Few liners and an image is more than enough for people to understand what is the offer, why, and what is the stuff that you need to do, right? And suppose if you're trying to send it to a youngsters, the youngsters are not more into reading the lengthy emails, so you have to be very precise and crisp to the point, right? Again, if you're sending the emails to like 30 plus or 40 plus people who are more into the corporates or who are having good amount of experience, so they would like to have a detailed description of whatever informations you're trying to give, right? So this is how you need to structure your email. So I won't be saying whether a good lengthy email is good or a shorter email is good. It entirely depends upon to whom you're sending the email, who is your TG, that is the target group, the target audience that you're targeting to, and what is the stuff that you're trying to sell through that email, right? Now, apart from the subject line, there are a few more things that you can include in your entire newsletter or the body of the email that can increase the efficiency of your email campaign. The first thing is that, again, personalization. Many times you might have seen any emails coming, dear user or dear all kind of stuff written. So it clearly indicates that that email is not being sent to you. There is a bulk email which was being sent, and your name is also, your email ID is also included in that. But in place of that only, if it is written dear Kunal, dear Rahul, dear Ajay, so you'll feel that okay, fine, the sender have sent the email to me, not to everyone, and you feel more connected inside that body, and you would be more convinced of reading what he is trying to address me or what he is trying to tell me, right? After including the personalization in the email body, the second thing that you need to do is you need to make the email campaign as rich text. Fine, it shouldn't be just plain black and white, just text present all around. So rich text means including of all like animations, images, small videos, some stats, some graphs, and along with the text as well. So if I talk about the message that you can give, earlier people used to think that the text is the best form of giving message. Later on came the video format. People are more engaged with the video format of knowledge that you're trying to give. In email, the best way of sending the information is image. An image in a glance can speak 10 lines. For a video also, to understand what is the stuff that he is trying to give, you need to give at least few seconds of time to watch the entire video, and then you will be taking a meaning out of it. But if you are having a very good descriptive image which is in your campaign, at a glance only it would be more than enough to give the entire message, what you're trying to say and what you're trying to have along with it, right? So you should have a good image in your campaign body, right? Along with that, some statistics, some proof, and don't make it a plain white or black background. Put some colors, some animation, some GIFs images, some underline, bold, highlight, so that when you are highlighting a word, the users, it just clicks in the eyes of the user. With this word you have highlighted, you're trying to emphasize on that word. That helps a user to understand what are the points on which you are trying to say, and it gives a structured information in front of him. So don't just make a plain white newsletter. Try to include all the stuffs which collectively is called as a rich text, right? And along with that, the last thing is you need to include PS. You might have seen many people using along with the images like PS, giving credits to some person. Like basically in email campaign, we use PS to give some add-on, some kind of benefits that you're going from it, right? For example, like if I'm trying to sell a book, or if I'm trying to make a user click on the link, so I could have told the same thing in two ways. Let's take an example. Suppose there are two blogs in front of you. The first blog's heading is learn to earn money online, and the second blog heading is learn to earn $1 per day, right? I'm pretty sure you would be more interested in reading the second blog first, right? Because of seeing a very good heading and what is the stuff you're going to find it. The irony is that in both the blogs, the content is same, but you were more engaged with the second blog, right? So when you're giving a link, fine, do give some benefits why he should click on this link, and by clicking, what is the benefit he is trying to give. No, try to associate something that has happened earlier, like Rakesh has already earned 10,000 rupees from this process, and if you like to earn something more, just click on the link to see the new way of earning money online, and blah blah, and whatever message you're trying to give. Don't just simply ask click here to learn more. People may not be convinced on clicking why to click on that link, right? You need to give some value, something, some USPs of what is there inside the link and what is that person going to get benefit by clicking on that link, right? This is how you should entirely structure the body of your newsletter, fine? And don't forget to, many people do this mistake that they send the email from their personal email ID. Like suppose if I'm a brand and my name is Amazon, so suppose you have signed up for Amazon and you are receiving an email from ajay@gmail.com. Would you ever believe, or you would ever think that is the ID of an Amazon? No, you would only believe that if Amazon is sending an email, that would come from @something of Amazon.com only, like info@Amazon.com, offer@Amazon.com. That's called domain email ID. So whenever you are doing an email campaign, please do it from your domain email ID, right? Then only people are more, connected that I have signed up from Amazon and getting an email from Amazon. Then they would be expecting, okay, fine, this is stuff that I was expecting, and this is the thing which I have received, and they would be clicking on it. So having a personal email ID, you would be hardly getting any response from them, right? So by now, I expect you have learned how to efficiently structure a newsletter, right? How to write a good heading, how to have how to beautify your heading. Second thing, you have learned how to even write the subject line or the entire body of the email, right? So as an assignment from my side, right, you need to design 10 headings from it, and the best source for learning would be your Gmail, right? First, design 10 headings of different kinds and check whether those kinds of email have you ever received on your Gmail ID or not, right? Fine guys, thank you for this email campaign, and in next part of the chapter you would be learning how to practically make an entire campaign from scratch till end, and you would be live seeing how this entire campaign is done, and are you receiving an email notification from that email platform or not.